So you're thinking about moving to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and you want to get all the tiny details and try to get a better understanding of where everything is located in and around Coeur d'Alene. Well, you're in the right spot. In this video, I'm going to screen share with a Google map, and I will go through it and I will highlight all the different neighborhoods, things to do, where the big box stores are, so you can kind of get a better understanding of all of the Coeur d'Alene area. If this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you can be the first to learn about the current market conditions here in North Idaho. My name is Seth. I'm a retired police officer. My wife's name is Kristen, and we get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people just like you trying to get more information about this area. So whether you're looking to move in 6 days or 6 months, give us a call, text, or email, and we would love to help you make that smooth move right here to North Idaho.
All right, let's jump on into our map tour of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I did a map tour recently of North Idaho. Full disclosure, I intended that to be a Coeur d'Alene one, and then I just started talking, and next thing I knew, I was talking about all of North Idaho. So I am going to be much more specific on this time and intentional, and try to keep it just to Coeur d'Alene. So if that's what you're interested in, you're in the right spot. Stick around. I've got lots of great information for you. Number one thing, let's get our bearing on where Coeur d'Alene sits in relation to some larger landmarks like state lines. So Coeur d'Alene is right here. Right here is the Idaho-Washington state line. And then on this way, so you got Liberty Lake right here. Over here, about 40 minutes from Coeur d'Alene, you've got Spokane International Airport. So that's a good landmark to know. That's an important thing that a lot of people ask about. Where's the airport? So it's very close to Coeur d'Alene, which is a nice detail. All right, clear that out. Okay, let's zoom in on Coeur d'Alene here. Now we got that out of the way. So Coeur d'Alene sits on the north end of Lake Coeur d'Alene, which is this big old body of water right down here. It is a beautiful lake. The water is very clear. If you're familiar with, you've ever seen pictures of Lake Tahoe, it's not quite that clear, but very close to it. It's gorgeous water. Deep lake, couple hundred feet deep in the middle, very popular for boating and water sports. It is just phenomenal. You can eagle watch there in the fall. Fishing's good. There's just tons to do on Lake Coeur d'Alene, so that's nice. We have a few other lakes here very close by. Actually, I'll just go. So Fernan Lake right here. Let's see, Fernan, pronounced Fernan, not Fernan. Fernan Lake is shallower than Coeur d'Alene, so it gets warmer, but it also freezes. So it's shallower, so it freezes. So in the wintertime, Fernan Lake, which is right here, is a popular ice fishing spot. You can skate on there if there's not snow on the ice. And other than that, summertime, it's great kayaking, fishing, all kinds of water sports. You can boat on it, but there's only a few houses on Fernan Lake kind of at this end down here, and a couple scattered around, but for the most part, it's not a super popular motorboating lake like Coeur d'Alene or up here, Hayden Lake. Okay, so downtown Coeur d'Alene, let's zoom way in here, get you a good idea of what's going on downtown. All right, so the main drag here is on Sherman Avenue. So if you see pictures of downtown Coeur d'Alene, you're probably seeing pictures along that stretch right there. That's where most of the shops are. Lots of restaurants, coffee shops, all the stuff. So it's beautiful. They do a great job keeping it beautiful. So sidewalks are cleaned. You're not going to see homeless people. It's a safe environment to bring the family down to. Lots to do. It's a cool spot. In the wintertime, they have Christmas lights on all the trees. And in the summer, they have hanging flower baskets, and it's just beautiful all the time. So probably one of the main attractions here in downtown Coeur d'Alene is the Coeur d'Alene Resort, which sits right about here. This little outline is the outline of the marina at the resort. There's a marina there as well. It's iconic. You've, I'm sure, seen pictures of it if you've looked into Coeur d'Alene at all. And they do a wonderful job also of maintaining their grounds and the space around it. It's beautiful all year long. They have a wonderful Christmas tree, Christmas light set up in the wintertime, which is awesome. And they have these red flowers. Gosh, I can't remember the name of them. But they're everywhere in the summer. So it's always looking really nice. Right next to the resort, you've got McEuen Park, which is like a badass park. They've got a splash pad for kids. They've got playgrounds. They've got tennis courts, a dog park, huge green grass area, gazebo. There's a little restaurant type thing here. You can get some tacos and burgers kind of stuff. And so you can just come down here during the day and there's just endless things to do right in this area right here. So that's pretty cool. Right next to that, you've got Tubbs Hill, which is this. It is a city park, that ginormous thing. There are a couple houses over here on the north side of it that somehow snuck in there over the years, but overall Tubbs Hill is a city park. It's city owned, so no more building on it, and it is awesome. There's a trail that goes all the way around the whole perimeter here, and a couple trails that kind of bisect and go up to the top, so you can hike all over this thing. It's awesome. Beautiful. You'll see wildlife. If you get out here along the lake edge, you're going to see there's tons of beaches here. These aren't secrets, so no one get mad at me for telling you about this. So beaches out here, they're just harder to get to. You have to walk from downtown over here, walk all the way out here to get there. It's probably about a quarter mile, maybe a little farther. And so they feel pretty secluded. They can get popular in the summer for sure, but this hike is great all year round. I live in downtown and I hike this frequently. In the spring, you'll see wildflowers and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a little marina tucked in over here in the corner, 11th Street Marina. That's a private marina. You can buy boat slips there. They're not cheap. If you're curious, shoot me a message and I'll tell you. And then right next to that, you've got Sanders Beach, which is this stretch. There are a couple of public beaches here. They fill up really fast in the summer, but they're there. And there are probably more locals coming to this beach, I would say, than the other beaches over here. But like I said, if you don't get there early, you're not getting a spot. So this chunk here, this is Sanders Beach neighborhood. Got a video on that. Good thing to check out. This is a cool home. It has kind of a beachy vibe for sure. Cool neighborhood right here. It's super close to downtown and all of this, which is very appealing to some. And the real thing, here's what you do. You buy a house over here in Sanders Beach, you buy a boat slip in 11th Street Marina, then you've got the whole life figured out. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than buying a lake house. So that's an option. Right over here next to that, you've got the Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course. This is where you'll see the floating green. Sure, if you look for pictures of Coeur d'Alene, you will see pictures of the floating green. It floats around out here and you hit a golf ball from the shore out onto the floating green. You take a little ferry out there and putt. So it's kind of cool. Okay. Over here. So we talked about the resorts right here. This stretch here is City Beach and another park. This is the Fort Grounds Park. So this is all public beach right here. It's gorgeous. It also fills up in the summer for sure because that's easy to get to. Then we have a nice park right here. Coeur d'Alene has done a great job of building the city around the lake and taking advantage of all the natural beauty, because having these huge parks here is phenomenal for the public to use. It's just great. And you're not going to see a bunch of graffiti. If it's really busy, of course, you'll see some trash, but for the most part, it's really clean. And you're not going to see homeless people camped everywhere. That does not happen here. So in the Fort Grounds Park, there's a playground for the kids, a bunch of big tall trees, picnic areas, basketball courts. There is a baseball field over here. That's super nice. And right in here is a skate park, also very popular for the kids. This area is the Fort Grounds. These are all residences here, homes, and they tend to be on the higher price side for sure. But it's a very cool place to live because you're so close to everything. And the streets are gorgeous, beautiful old homes in there. It's a great spot to check out. Right next to that, you've got North Idaho College. They have one of the most prime pieces of real estate sitting right here on the corner of the lake and the Spokane River, which runs this way. That's a cool spot. Right across from the river there is Blackwell Marina, which is right here, privately owned marina, that you can get slips at if you're so fortunate. The wait list is rather long right now. And there's a little floating restaurant right in here, Cedars, and you can boat to it. You can also drive there. That's a cool spot to go eat, and sits right on the water, literally floating on the water, which is a nice spot. All right. A couple other little neighborhoods downtown I want to talk about. So the Garden District, which sits roughly in here. They call this the Garden District. Once again, older, for the most part, older homes, quiet streets, big tall trees, well established, higher price point on some of these homes for sure, but it's really pretty. Like, you go in there and people have done a great job making their homes beautiful. So that's a cool spot. Then you've got, let's go ahead and call this, there's debate on which way Midtown goes, but let's say it's roughly there. So Midtown on, let's see, let me get my bearings here. So 4th Street, which is right here. There is a ton going on in here in Midtown on 4th Street. They've doing a great job of redeveloping it. There's a bunch of restaurants there that are great. Coffee shops. There's some new development going in. It's going to be great. So that's a cool area to check out. I always call it like the downtown for locals, because it's far enough away from the main drag that I don't even know if many tourists find their way up here. But there's a lot going on. There's a little microbrewery, like I said, places to eat, patio eating. So it's a cool spot. Definitely worth checking out. All right, let me clear this out. It's getting messy. Okay, a couple other things I wanted to touch on real quick. Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive. So if you come visit here, or if you're coming to visit here and you don't know about this, this is a great drive. So at the end of Sherman Avenue, before you get to the freeway 90, there's this right turn you would take and go down here to Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive. And the Centennial Trail, which is a bike trail, runs along the entire length of this. The road is gorgeous if you just drive it. It'll take you all the way along the lake. It's really pretty. But next to it is a bike trail, and you can rollerblade, bike, jog, whatever, not in the road. So you're separate from the road, which is nice. It's safe. And it is unbelievable views the whole way. Okay. Just wanted to talk about that for a second because it's pretty cool. All right. So this is the whole downtown area we've been kind of talking about. Here, let's jump over here to Riverstone because that's worth mentioning for sure. So this area, let's see, it would be kind of in here off of Northwest Boulevard. So this area is all newer development along the river. So this is Riverstone right here. We have a video on that as well. Be sure to check that one out. Riverstone has a mix of commercial space, medical stuff, different housing options. There are some apartments in here, condos, single family homes, waterfront homes along here that are awesome, and a bunch of restaurants. So Riverstone is totally worth checking out. A lot of it is walkable. It's really nicely done. Looks gorgeous. Then next to that, we have Atlas Waterfront, which is all newer stuff going in right now. And along here, they did a great job of putting in lots of public space along the water. So there's parks, swimming. There's an aquatic dog park in here. It's cool. They did a really good job with it. So happy to see that. They're out again. Okay. Moving on. So you can see this red outline here is the official city limits of Coeur d'Alene. Some of the bigger neighborhoods to mention are, let's see, get my bearing right. So Coeur d'Alene Place is, we have a video on that as well, believe it or not. Wow, so many videos. Okay, so this area here roughly is Coeur d'Alene Place. And you can see they've done a great job with parks in here. This is a neighborhood where the homes are generally closer together. There's a variety of price ranges in there. There's some nicer high-end homes, and then like moderately priced homes that would be great for families. This neighborhood is a great area for families moving here because there are bike paths everywhere, tons of parks. It's very walkable. Schools in the area as well. So definitely, if someone's moving here and they don't want the whole 5-acre I'm gonna farm thing, but I just want a great safe place to raise my family, this is generally one of the first areas I kind of send them to check out. The Landings, another nice neighborhood. They kind of really almost blend together up here. Same kind of deal. There a lot of development up in this area. There has been. Now it's mostly developed. So these are great places to raise a family and kind of get that lifestyle, and you'll find more moderately priced homes there. Let me point out some of the bigger stores that might be of importance to people, and the hospital. So it's all close. That's the beauty here. I know people sometimes come here, start talking about coming here, and they don't realize that it's actually pretty big. There's a lot here. You can do all the things here. You don't need to go to a bigger city because, number one, Costco right there. Very close to everything. Hospital right here. So the Kootenai Health is right there. Let's see. North 40. So if you are not familiar with North 40, then you're probably not from around here. It is a chain, but I think it's pretty exclusive to at least the Pacific Northwest. North 40 is like if Ace Hardware, Cabela's, and Tractor Supply had a baby, it would be North 40. You can get guns, you can get ammo, you can get fishing supplies, you can get stuff for your animals, you can get hardware stuff, like everything, clothing, whatever. It's there. It's a cool store. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, just north of that. They do a great fair every year and lots of activities there throughout the year, but the fair is awesome. It's like a step back in time. It's the way a fair should be. Coeur d'Alene High School right there. That's a great high school. The other one, since we're doing that, is right here, Lake City High. So I got some good options there. The landfill, if you're into that kind of thing, if you're a man, you are, you got to know where your dump is right here. It's super easy to go to. And best thing, it's free for residents of Kootenai County. It's free to go to the dump here. I think it's like 2,000 pounds a day you can dump. So that is awesome. It's super easy to get in and out of. Good to have there. Winco right here. And then Super One. So there are tons of grocery stores. And like I said, Costco really close by. For those that still shop at Target. Yeah, I said it. Target is right. There we go. Okay, so if you head up a little farther north, now we're getting into look at that, still within. I didn't know if that was Hayden or Coeur d'Alene. The lines kind of blur up here, so it can be hard. But all right, Target right here, and you got Best Buy, Petco, all sort. Oh, there's my friends over at IV Envy Vitamin Infusion Therapy. Go check them out. They do a great business. So all the big box stores are right here. Everything you need in reality, grocery stores, Costco, it's all there. Easy access. So that's a big plus. Okay. Let's see what I'm missing here. So we talked about some of the neighborhoods, talked about the lakes. One thing I wanted to mention, a lot of people, as you should, move up here because of all the awesome access to public land. This place has so much public land. It's just a beautiful thing. So one of the icons of the area is Canfield Mountain, which I don't see the peak, but it's, hold on. Slow down. Okay. So Canfield, if you drive out this road right here, there's a parking area, and there are, now you're in Coeur d'Alene National Forest when you get up in here. And this is a ginormous hiking area, mountain biking, off-road riding, the whole deal, everything. The best part about this, so this Coeur d'Alene National Forest literally takes you all the way to Montana. You could spend the rest of your life exploring in here, and you will never find all of it. It just goes and goes and goes. So having that access to public land, yes, you can hunt there. You can do all the things up there. It's beautiful for that. So having that access so close to town is really, really big for a lot of people. Okay. So let me just touch on the main roads coming through town here. That's important to know as well. So 90, get my pencil. Hang on. 90 is the main east-west thoroughfare that will take you straight across the state. 95, north-south thoroughfare. I talked about this in my last map video, but if it's an odd number, it's running north-south. If it's an even number, it's running east-west. That is consistent across the country. Brought to you by your local highway patrolman. So 95 is the way to get north and south. However, through here, it absolutely sucks. The traffic lights, I think, are timed intentionally to make you go slower. So what a lot of people do, when I usually do, is I jump over here to North Government, which also runs north-south, and can get you through this section a little faster sometimes. Sometimes it's not. There's talk of the infrastructure being improved on 95. I think they're working on the lights there to improve the timing on them. So hopefully that helps, because it is a large 4-lane, 2 north, 2 south roadway. So it should be the best way to get through town, but it's not always the best way to get through town. We also have Ramsey Road over here, north-south. That's more of a main road that runs through and takes you pretty far north. And yeah, all the side streets are what they are. You can figure that out when you get here. So those are the main ones. Those are the important to kind of get your bearings on where everything is at. Figure that out. Time. Okay. That's it. I've touched on all the main points of Coeur d'Alene. I didn't want this video to be too long, and I didn't want to start talking about things outside of Coeur d'Alene, so I'm trying to keep it very specific. If you have specific questions, shoot me a call, text, email. I'd be happy to answer that for you. If you're looking to move in 6 days or 6 months, give us a call, text, or email. We would love to help you make that smooth move right here to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Thanks, guys.